welcome to Rob's Ramblings and Reactions. After a long hiatus, I know it's been a long time since I've done my last video. Sorry. My name is William Robert Webb III, aka Rob Webb, aka Tetsuo Man, aka Tetsuo the Great. Cue that musicless intro, and of course I'm gonna use this in the other video too, just to, save. Yeah. Okay, and we're back, and because my camera actually went out, so I probably am not going to reuse that beginning part in my next video I'm going to do after this, because it just wouldn't make any sense. Anyway, so we're here with Rob's Ramblings and Reactions, and I'm going to be talking about Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, because I saw it last night at Campbell 16, which is pretty cool. Gotta see it in a full pack, Well, I'm going to describe that first, but then I'm going to talk about my earlier video in which I first learned about the announcement of Resurrection F and the fact that it might be playing in a theater near me, which it ended up being, and I ended up getting to see it last night. Now, in that video, I admitted about crying over a bootleg copy of Dragon Ball GT in which Goku went Super Saiyan 4. And it wasn't even subtitled. Hell, it wasn't even in Japanese. It was, I believe, in either Cantonese or Mandarin. And for whatever reason, that, plus my reaction, plus some of my not really knowing that much knowledge about my being up to date on my Dragon Ball Z info. I think I didn't even know that there was the Battle of the Gods movie from, that predates this one. And I plan on watching on Amazon Prime later, possibly today or tomorrow. Especially because I want to know more about this whole Mai is Trunks' girlfriend sort of thing, and the fact that her and Pilaf's crew, Pilaf and Shu are all now kids. Very kind of interested in finding out what led to that, if there's any explanation in that one. I've not looked up any information, but beyond that, another thing is, I guess, Dragon Ball Super, I may be wrong, that I believe that's the name that is going to continue from these films and going to be in a long, ongoing series that Toriyama himself will be doing, and in a weird way, we have Dragon Ball Evolution to thank for all of this, because of the fact that Toriyama was heavily ignored. Like, basically, he finally admitted, I believe I looked up and found an interview around the time of Battle of the Gods came out, and he basically, which was the first time that Toriyama actually was involved directly with the anime of any Dragon Ball property. And he actually said that the fact that he was heavily ignored, because he actually sent notes to Fox about how they could fix Dragon Ball Evolution, and they completely ignored him. And we all know how that turned out. And speaking of Fox, Fox is actually along with Funimation, well, they're the distributor. While Funimation did produce the dub, it was Fox who was able to get this movie in theaters. So, what's really funny is, the place was packed. Yes, they are only 7 o'clock on weekdays. I think it's like 11:30 a.m. on, because they want to be able to get kids, so why not do it closer to the afternoon? Which, the showing I was at had a healthy amount of, guys who were probably my age with kids who had their kids of their own and were like, this is what I watched when I was, a little bit older than you. And then high school kids, there were a lot of high school kids, so I'm getting that Dragon Ball Z must be getting back with the high school kids, or those guys were, even though they would have been, really young kids, barely, well, actually, probably kids today in high school, they would have, how many of them were born before 9/11? I'm trying to, people are getting pissed off. I use that as a barometer, because 9/11 happened when I was in high school, and so people now in high school, a lot of them, well, they were born after 9/11, so it's kind of weird to me. So that's a completely different track. Let's talk about the movie. there was a lot of great Toriyama-style humor throughout, particularly to Dragon Ball. It was good. It basically did what I know the producers of Dragon Ball GT attempted to do, which was to bring back the humor of Dragon Ball while still having the fighting and saga-ness of Dragon Ball Z. Well, Toriyama was able to do both of those in spades with his script. And it's good. It's very funny. There's a lot of great lines. The whole place was laughing at certain points. Surprisingly, no Roshi being a pervert stuff, but Roshi kind of being a coward. There is a joke kind of related to that, even though this is the first time Roshi has kicked ass since the Dragon Ball series proper, which I thought was also pretty cool. I'm trying to be as non-spoilery as possible, but yes, Master Roshi goes out, boom, helps them fight off some of Frieza's guys, which is pretty awesome. And I think what else? Another thing I really liked was how they introduced Piccolo, that Piccolo is babysitting Pan for Gohan and Videl. It's just, that's another kind of Toriyama joke, because he's just like, you just like see the look on Piccolo's face. Pretty funny. So, you got all that. Like I said, I don't want to put too much into it, but I really liked it, and it's one of the best Dragon Ball Z kind of, eras, I think, is with this. This is great. And it also introduced me to Jocko, who I found out has his own manga that Toriyama did, and that was later to be revealed to be set in the same in the same universe as Dragon Ball Z. And actually, the manga starts out taking place before Dragon Ball, which is pretty cool. And finding out Bulma's got an older sister, which is kind of interesting. So, his name is Tights. Of course, Toriyama's got to keep that underwear-related naming structure for that family. Anyway, my name is Rob Webb, aka William Robert Webb the Third, aka Tetsuo Man, aka Tetsuo the Great, and this has been Rob's Ramblings and Reactions. I hope you've had a good day, and I very much recommend, if you are a Dragon Ball Z fan, to check out Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, and try and do it while it's in theaters. Especially since I want to sort of have Fox feel the burn. That's right, Dragon Ball Evolution bombed because you guys screwed it up. This ended up being good, so you guys are actually making money. And probably are making more money than the Fantastic Four reboot. But that is for another video, which I'm going to be doing pretty soon, and hopefully will also be up today. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say. End